Hi, Representative Jeff Morris from the 40th Legislative District with another whiteboard talking about Washington State ferry construction. There's no more complicated topic out there to follow in the news media than the trials and tribulations of the Washington State ferry system, but it's one of the most important issues in the 40th Legislative District. One of the things that's hard to understand is that running a ferry system is a one-off enterprise. There's not a lot of ferry systems in the world. Washington has the largest in the United States. When we're building ferries, it's kind of an incredible costly item, and particularly when you're building one or two boats at a time. I want to take a second to talk about the cost for our new 144-car ferries, the first one which is in process, and that cost is going to be about $147 million for that first ferry. But like anything, if you can get these boats on an assembly line, the second boat is going to cost $129 million. And if you go on down the line to a third boat, the cost might drop down to $90 million or so, and so on. So the first boat always costs you the most. As you build more of them, you reduce your costs. One of the things I'm working on in this budget is that the ferry system up in British Columbia is interested in the 144 size car ferry for their next procurement 3 to 4 years away. If they're interested in our design and they can come on the back of our assembly line, they would achieve those cost savings, and there's some really neat things that we can potentially do for the Sydney run. One of the things that hurts us on the Sydney run is a thing called the Jones Act, which says that a boat has to be built in the United States to stop at 2 U.S. ports in a row. If we can split the construction and have over 50% on 1 or 2 of the BC boats constructed with U.S. content, they would get around this Jones Act, and we could run a boat from Anacortes to Sydney, and BC Ferries could run the reverse route from Sydney to Anacortes. That would give more capacity for our system. It would give both ferry systems some relief capacity if boats break down. It'd be a win-win for both British Columbia and Washington State. And this is hard to explain in a couple inches of newspaper type, so I wanted to take a second and explain why the costs go down when you build more boats and build them back to back in an assembly line. Thanks for watching this. Email me with any questions or comments.